Hey, Austin, it looks like it's just you and I.
Good.
Okay, so I'm recording this class anyway, but I just want to go over the syllabus and what the expectations are. So just jump in and tell me if you want some clarification. Okay, so basically, we're going to be looking at strategy. And so that means we're going to be looking at marketing, leadership, operations, things around international, financing. Okay. We're meeting on Monday, Wednesdays from 2 to 3:15. Email me if you have any questions. The system where it says find me, talk to me through the Moodle messages isn't working for me. So just go ahead and if you can send me an email, that'd be great. Okay. So for the books that you need, the book Strategic Management Concepts is the book that I'll go over for the slides and in lecture. Now, in order to complete the homework, you need the course pack because that has all the case studies in it. So you need to purchase the case studies, and then you need to purchase the Globus simulation pack, which has weekly homework in it. Okay, so the course pack, there's information on how to access it within the syllabus. We don't have our first case due for a while. And the Globus piece will be adding in here. Okay, so let's see. So let's see. So the where are we? So the program learning objectives, you've been over that a lot. So what do we want to understand? We want to bring together all the departments and methods that take place within business so that you can come up with a solid plan, okay? All right, because you can't base your business plan on just one aspect of the business, okay? And so a lot of this is going to be about executive management, which is very different than organizational management or managing a team. Executive management is about taking everything in. Now, okay, all assignments are due before class, and you have to look carefully at the dates because I can't tell you that everything's due on Sunday night because the way this class flows, look at the dates. All right. So your first case study is due on February 9. Your second case study is due April 4. Your Crawley In paper is done on April 11. Your Crawley In presentation is due April 11, and your Globus presentation is due on the 27th. So part of this is because once we come into class, we will discuss the homework. And so I'm not giving anyone the opportunity to turn in something late after having had the benefit of coming to class and having the discussion, okay? Now I have extra credit available, and it is the ETS exam, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So next time we meet, I'll be talking about the strategy and the strategic planning process. Following that, we're going to go over the Globus simulation. Basically, I'm going to divide the class up into teams, and each team will work through a computer simulation, kind of like a video game without any video, just a lot of decision making. So you're going to have a product and you're going to watch the market and you're going to make decisions in the market about how much of this product are you going to manufacture? How much are you going to boost your operations? Are you going to borrow money or create capital in some other way? But it's a constantly moving, and every week you make decisions, and you're in competition with everybody else in the world who's running the simulation. And we do pretty well as a school. For a couple weeks, we had one team coming first in place in the world. A lot of times, our students come in fifth in the world or 10th in the world. So I would say we have a pretty good business program if our students are doing that well. Okay, so following that, we'll be doing the external analysis, okay? And then we're going to do internal analysis and financial analysis. So basically SWOT, which you might have encountered in your marketing class: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, okay? And so uh, do a refresher for you on how to procure your Xanadu packet uh, on the in February, and then so we're going to do the J&J case study in class, okay, on the 10th. But remember that submitting your case study is on the 9th. All right. If you submit the case study after the 9th, it won't count at all. I won't even give you 80% credit because you've had the benefit of coming to class and listening to the class discussion. All right. So next couple classes, we're going to talk about business level strategy. And then we're going to talk about discussion and mergers and acquisition. Then we're going to talk about cooperative strategies. So when businesses are working together to similar ends. Or then organizational structure and control, strategic leadership. You have another case study due, so we're going to discuss it together as a class on April 5, but the case study is due on April 4. Then we're going to discuss international strategy, and then we're going to do Crawley In. Crawley In is considered one of the final projects, and so what's going to happen is I'm giving the class 2 days to make presentations because I'd like each group to make a 30-minute presentation. And so you have a place to submit the presentation and a place to submit the paper. The paper, like all the other papers, will go through Turnitin. You have the chance to make changes. If your paper falls above 15% in the in originality, you fail. That's just plain simple and how I run my classes. So you fail the paper. So be sure to turn it in early and check. Remember that the Turnitin system, it takes 24 hours to turn in a report. So don't turn in your paper on 4/11 for the first time and think that, oh, well, I still have time to make changes. If you want to make changes or you have any doubts, then you should turn in that paper around 4/9. Okay. So on 4/19 and 4/21, we're going to do ETS prep. Now, regardless of whether you are taking the ETS exam, I expect you to be in class that day. Okay. And then on 4/26, we have the actual ETS exam. It's like the SAT or ACT or GRE. It's just all about business. And it's a good way for you to take a look at where you stand in your understanding of business. And the reason you want to do that is because you might be going after some jobs and you want to know where you need to brush up on some things. Or you might be looking at a job and realize, hey, I am really good at this. I remember things from this. All right. So right now, I have the exam set to run on the 26th of April from 2 o'clock to 4:30. Is anyone taking a 3:25 class and can't make this? Okay, I'm gonna take that since I'm not hearing from anyone that this is a good day to set up the exam because there's no makeup for this exam. Like the SAT exam, uh, the day it's set for is the day it's set for. So is the time. So, and then if you sit for the exam, it's not even what you score on the exam because some people feel a little dejected and they say, I got a 75. And I said, well, it's percentile, you realize that. So, um, 50 is average, so you're doing okay there. Uh, so it's not about how you score, it's about that you made the effort to come, okay? And then on the 28th, we're going to do Globus presentations. So again, you have to turn in your presentation by the 27th, okay? Um, So just to go over it, the Student Success Center is open and we really want you to make use of it right now. A lot of students are becoming ill in not only physical ways, but maybe loneliness or different ways. And please reach out to disability services so that we can make arrangements for you. Uh, I can't go backwards, okay? I can only go forward. And this entire class is run in teams. And the reason we do that is because in the business world, you run on teams. So your grade is completely um, about your team. Okay. So counseling services are available. I always talk to students about this. Would you rather pay $300 an hour to talk to a counselor after you've graduated, or would you rather make use of free counseling through the university? So um, if you know you have something you want to get off your chest, now is a great time to do it. So we have the course evaluations. Um, oh shoot, this is the wrong set. So this is fall 2019. So course evaluations are coming towards the end of the class. All right. So I'll just have to add something in here about when to take a look at those. And those are really helpful in determining if you enjoyed the class, how we can improve the class, that sort of thing. All right, I'm going to take you back to Moodle. And I know this is a lot of scrolling and I hope it doesn't make you too dizzy. So just for the people who missed it, our book is Strategic Management Concepts. Okay. The Xanadu course pack has all of the case studies that you'll be using for your homework. And the Globus simulation is how you're going to complete the homework that has to do with the quote unquote video game. All right. So you're looking at the instructor view. So there's a whole bunch of things in here that you're looking at that I've decided you don't actually need to take a look at. And later on, I'll hit my little button and turn some things on. And then like the PowerPoints I've done throughout. Okay, so scrolly, 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 scrolly. Okay, so for each class, I have up here all of the PowerPoints that you might need. We have these really wonderful PowerPoints from Professor Campadonico, and I'm following his syllabus. So this is a tried and true syllabus. I've actually taught this course for a while now, but I really liked his approach to teaching this class. So, but then I also added in the PowerPoints that come with your book so that you can use a combination of those together. So what is strategy? So sometimes you'll see in here some additions to the PowerPoints. And so you'll want to take a look at those too, because they're kind of addendums that talk a little bit more about what's going on. So Globus, we're going to talk about that on the 20th. Don't miss that class. That's all I have to say. Do not miss that class. because you will be working within Globus every single week, and I will split you into teams. I don't want to split you into teams just yet in case somebody adds, because once I program in the teams, that's kind of it. And somebody will wind up having to do Globus all by him or herself, which would not be fun. It's a lot of work. Okay. So your first Globus assignment is going to be due on February 5. And that first assignment, and I didn't set this up, Globus set this up, but it's a quiz on how you use Globus. So make sure that you do go through this, ask me questions. You might even want to, the weekend before we do all this, just watch the video. Just watch the video. We'll watch it again in class, but watch the video. Let's see. I haven't actually. Okay. So,
Professor, I have a question.
oh, sure.
Are we going to get reimbursed for the books or no?
Which books?
For the textbook.
I don't know. What do you mean?
So last semester, I actually got reimbursed for some of the course material that was required.
Hmm. I don't have that set up in this class.
Okay, no problem. Just wondering.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say, hold on a second. Okay. So, so let's see, where are we? So, after external analysis, we're going to take a look at internal analysis and SWOT. And then, so the Xanadu course pack that you need is titled Business 2980W-21. And the ID is the key thing that you need. So it's a little bit, so I can't really show you how to get there because I don't have a student account. So Xanadu, can you see where I've gone to Google? I'm just typing in the cursor.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So course pack, Xanadu. Okay, so higher ed students. And then you would go to create account unless you have a Xanadu account and you're familiar with it. Okay. So, and you need that course pack in order to do the case study. Okay. And the case study and the Globus, they're all team projects. Okay. So let's take a look at this case study. So you've got this small business, and what you're going to do is you want to read through this entire case study, and you want to come up with solutions for the business. You want to quote the book. All right. I mean, not quote directly, but you want to provide citations from the book. You're not talking off the cuff of your head. So, um, so I would say make sure to cite the book at least 5 times. And if you don't cite the textbook, you're going to lose a lot of points because I would only then be assuming that you are talking from a lack of experience. So you want to create an evidence-based case study. All right. Would it be helpful for you guys if I just write that down at the bottom? Just say a quote from the book at least 5 times?
Yes, please.
Okay,
You don't
yeah,
have to get the
yeah,
text.
yeah. Okay, easily done, easily done. Okay.
Professor,
So,
I think Justin had something to say.
oh yeah, sure, go for it.
Just real quick, because you said we didn't really have to get the textbook, the first one that was listed on your Moodle page, but to write these case studies, we have to quote from it.
Uh-huh.
So how does that work if we're not going to get the textbook?
Um,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, hold on a second. have you guys ever heard of quoting a lecture, how you cite a lecture? So when you cite a lecture that you've attended, you would just, within the in-text citation, you would just put parenthesis, personal conversation or personal presentation, and then with Therese F. Martin, comma, February 6, 2021, end of parenthesis. And then you wouldn't actually put anything in the reference list because there's no way for somebody to check on a personal communication that isn't recorded and published. But it's customary to quote class concepts. And in that way, you know, if you go back through the recordings of the class and you say, hey, my fellow student said something really cool, I'm gonna kind of like quote from them. So you would just make sure to capture their name when they say that really cool thing. All right, so yeah, use the PowerPoint as a way to suss out some of the key points when you're trying to think about the chapters. Okay, so the way you see this is you see the resource is a case description. And then a lot of people ask, okay, how am I supposed to format this? And it's a case study. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't make your entire paper about what this says, okay? What any of this says. The meat of your paper has to be about giving advice. So the first part of this paper is external analysis of the electrical industry, internal analysis of J&J, and then summarization of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so this is an APA formatted paper, but you don't have to think too much about the way things flow. I mean, you're going to present the company, but then most of this is going to go, you have your topics already built in here. A lot of students call me and they don't know what they're doing in terms of, oh, do I have to organize it in the way I would a research paper? And I say, no, it's a case study. So, and then that last section is just summary. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's anything super interesting in here. Okay, so espresso. Okay. Okay. So here we're going to talk about Michael Porter's 5 forces and how you understand. So we're going to describe the values and management style, okay, the internal capabilities of this business, okay, and create a 2x2 matrix. So you're going to have to do a little bit of drawing. I mean, generally what I do is I just type something up in Excel and then copy paste it into my Word document. And then do a marketing analysis based on price, placement, product, and oh, what's that last one? Price, placement is channel, price, people. Okay, so so yeah, so this is the marketing section. So these are about what you want the case to show people. The case assignment is the order in which you have to do everything. So if you do this, this is a description of the assignment. This is actually the requirements of the assignment. And then remember that that's due before before we actually meet for class. So if you're having a problem with your teammate, please let me know. My rule for teams is that nobody's condemned to work with dead weight. So if somebody is not cooperating or falling behind, you have every right to kick that person off the team. So do let me know. And if you get kicked off a team, you have to do everything by yourself. And I've actually had students who say, I don't want to do this with, I can't work with my team. I don't want to do this with the team, which works for some people. It's just, this is a lot of work to do by yourself, because you are essentially, you're running a company, okay, that has day-to-day changes, because when you run the simulation, it's reacting to the market today in real time. So if the dollar falls, that's going to affect your case, right? If suddenly there are problems with shipping because there's political unrest in China, that's going to affect the case, all right? So everything in the world is affecting how your globus will be. So you have to be really sensitive to the world. Okay. So you're Crowley in presentation and paper. So, okay. So this is a 15 to 25 page paper. Again, this is why you want to work with a team on this. And the one thing I would say about working on a team on a paper is save someone whose job it is to read the entire thing and make the final edit. When you're working in business, people don't work on top of each other. That's a good way to lose money and go under. You really need to decide who's in charge of what. So you might decide, okay, we're going to have these two people work on espresso and timeout, and then these two people are going to work on J&J, and then we're going to all work on Crowley together because that's a monster paper. But we are going to so we're going to have, there are 5 issues that you have to cover. So you might have one person, you're gonna have one person do issues 1 and 2, another person doing issues 3 and 4, another person doing issue 5 and the introduction and conclusion, and then one person doing an edit, doing the big edit at the end. So you're all working on your pieces, but then you're coming together at the end. If you're trying to work on top of each other and no one ever edits at the end, the paper's going to be really bad. So you definitely want to have somebody assigned for that last edit. And I can tell you that I've seen groups form where everyone is a type A personality, which is awesome when you work alone. It's really bad when you work in groups. You really want to be patient and understanding, and you can't have 4 leaders. That's the main thing. You have to really, you can completely be socialized in how you do things and say, okay, we're all equal. But somebody really has to, you have to decide who's the best writer. Okay. And yeah, you can pick a leader who's going to assign everything out, or you can present all of the what needs to be done and have people pick and think about what their strengths are. But this is business. You have to figure out how you're going to dole out the work. Sorry about the scrolling again. I know this is painful. Okay. Okay, so we have the ETS prep. So the ETS exam will take place on your computer at home, and it looks like this, okay? how many, you might read a case and then it'll say, how many pillows must Dreamland produce and sell each month to earn a monthly gross profit of 1,000? Okay, the term net working capital refers to, okay, so this test is about, I think it's about an hour and a half long, but you take a break in the middle of it. And again, I think it's a really good way to figure out what your strengths are. And 10 points, when you take a look at how the grades are set up in my class, the 10 points you get for just sitting for this class are enough to shove a B to an A. I'm giving you a lot of credit for sitting for this test. So we are going to spend, so we're going to spend 2 days prepping for that test. And it's a little bit of cushion room in case we're not quite done with, say, international strategy. We won't really need international strategy to complete the Crowley-In case. So it just gives us a little bit of cushion as well. Okay. And then, so just double checking, is everyone okay with April 26th from 2 o'clock to 4:30?
I do have a class on that day. I think it's with you actually, also, because it's
Oh, I'm not running my class on that day.
on the 26th.
Yeah, are you in CBR?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, yeah, I'm not running my 26 class because of this. Yeah, most of the time what happens is Professor Cox and I are running classes with each other during the ETS exam, and we just coordinate, so we excuse students to go sit for the ETS exam. Okay, so the Globus presentation, all right, so I've set it in here. Okay, so a good presentation. Okay, first of all, this is a terrible presentation in terms of color. Let me just say that you'll see in a moment, you can't read anything, but it's pretty straightforward. You have a map of the world and it's telling you uh, your market share and your earnings per share, that sort of thing per section, okay? And some of you may actually come up with the strategy. Just I had a team come to me and they said, we're just losing money. I mean, what's going on politically in Thailand is killing us. And I said, well, you're going to have to make some decisions. And they said, well, what kind of decisions? And I said, well, think about it. And then the student came back to me and said, I think we should pull out of Asia. And I said, no, should you pull out of Asia? They pulled out of Asia and they did much better. So you do not have to stay in all markets. Okay, and you could just say, I'm going to stay in 3 markets, or I'm going to stay in 2 markets. So you don't have to stay in all markets. And you might decide, I'm going to produce in Asia, but only sell in Latin America and North America. So you don't necessarily have to produce where you sell. Okay. So, so you have your net revenues, your earnings per share, your return on equity, your stock price, your credit rating, your image rating, your vision, your performance targets, okay, your image rating, and your stock price rating. How many of you know how to perform a linear regression? If you're in my CBR class, you better say yes if you passed it. Okay, so we'll go over that before you're done. But a good way to figure out your targets is to just dump it in a chart and do some math around it. Otherwise, you'll just be racking your head saying, I don't know. Okay. And then I also gave you an example of a terrible PowerPoint, which we don't have to look at. That's a big waste of your time. Okay. So again, we're going to meet to talk about Globus on the 28th and the 27th, and but you have the presentation due on the 27th. So right now, I do really want to just stop share and then go into, all right, I can see a handful of you, but not everyone. Let's go ahead and let's just chat. Who are we? Let's go around the room. So I'll start, and then somebody volunteer, and then we'll just introduce ourselves, whether we're graduating soon or not, and how about something you're doing right now to keep from going insane? Okay. So my name's Professor Martine, and I teach part-time at 2 universities. And I also do consulting in business analysis for nonprofits. And right now, to keep from going insane, I am learning new video games. All right. So let's see. So I am going to pick somebody, and when that person is done speaking, that person will pick the next person to speak. All right. So I'm going to bounce it over to Matthew.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm majoring in accounting, and like in these times to kind of stay mentally sound and everything, I've been just doing a lot of reading and a lot of binge watching of like every episode of like some shows and so forth, and some video games I haven't played in a long time, getting a little nostalgia. And yeah, that's just about it. Oh, and next, how about TJ?
Thank you, Matthew. My name's TJ. I am an international student. I'm from Malaysia. I am an accounting major, and I guess to keep me sane, I just play video games. I love playing FIFA. I love playing Call of Duty. And yeah, I picked Justin.
Thanks, TJ. My name's Justin. I'm an international business major. What I've been doing recently is we just got a new pup, so I've been taking care of him. It's kind of a handful, and we have like too many dogs, but it's okay.
Show us the pup.
This is Trappy. He's kind of active right now, so but yeah. So been doing that. Yeah. Hopefully this semester's cool. Austin, you can go next.
Thank you, Justin. My name is Austin. I'm getting my BS in Business Administration. To keep sane, I've been playing a lot of video games too, a little bit of Warzone, FIFA. I've been working out a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll pass it on to Gerardo.
Thank you. My name is Gerardo. I'm also a business major, and I pretty much also work from 7:30 to 4:30 at the VA with veterans because I'm a veteran myself. And on the weekends, if I'm not working in my father's company, with one of my good friends, that's also going to be my potential future business partner. So I guess I'll pass it on to Miriam.
Thank you. My name is Miriam. I'm an accounting major. I've been going on runs to keep sane. Kendall can go next.
Thanks, Miriam. I'm Kendall. I'm a business major and then minoring in communications and English. In order to not go insane, I've just been working a lot. I work in the mall. So although that drives me insane sometimes, it just kind of gets my mind off of, life at home. But anyways, I'll pass it to Anthony.
All right, I'm Anthony. I'm a business major as well, and something to keep me insane. Been working on my car and just painting my room. Just normal stuff. Pass it on to Austin Chen.
I'm Austin. I'm at a business major, accounting major. I think I hope this accounting helps me to define what business strategy and planning is. So I think I can pass this grade. I'll pass to Gerardo.
I already went.
Austin, you gotta pick someone else, bro.
I'll pass to Matthew.
Matthew went already too.
Yeah, I already
Here,
went.
why don't I pick up for a minute? Let's see. Cassie, why don't you? Cassie, you still have to go, right?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Cassie. My major is business, minor marketing. I think it depends on my day-to-day life to keep me sane. I try to keep occupied on focusing on trying to make my own business too. Pretty much it, yeah. And I don't know who else haven't gone.
Christina, you haven't introduced yourself yet.
Oh, no, not yet. Hi, my name is Christina. I am a business major, and something I've been doing to keep me sane. Well, I've been working, and also I like to watch new movies.
Yeah, that's been a bummer not being able to go and watch go into a theater any longer. So yeah, like I said, there is a mix of skills that you're going to need in order to get through Globus and to get through the case studies. It sounds like we've got a good mix of accounting and business majors, which is really great. I didn't hear that anyone is actually a marketing concentration. So, oh, Cassie has marketing concentration. Okay, so people will be fighting over her. But anyway, so I'm not hand picking everybody. I'm going to use a randomizer in order to put people into groups. They say no more than 5 in a group. So what I might do is I'll just see what the randomizer does with us. And then I should be able to let you know your groups again by I would say give it another week and let's see how many people add this class or decide to drop it. And that sometimes happens. Do we have any more questions at this time? Just give me a no or a yes. Like no, 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 no. All right, then let's call it a night. All right, I will see a few of you in a little bit more time, but otherwise, I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Thanks, Professor.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Dr. Martin.
Okay, bye.
Bye.